Hi, and welcome to Something to Say Talking on a Tuesday. Guys, I need you to share this post. I'm here today with Rhonda Berry from Blackberry Jewels. She does with rubber what people do with leather, and she's someone you need to know. I've been posting her purses. I have had you all inbox me and ask me, how do I get that purse? I need that purse, and I need you to meet Rhonda Berry from Blackberry Jewels.
Hello.
Rhonda, how are you today?
I am great.
That's great. So, Rhonda, I ask everybody, I want you to tell my audience, who's Rhonda Berry?
Ooh, that's a loaded question. I'm a retired soldier, ex-CTA bus driver, and an artist. Um, I don't know, I try to do unconventional things with unconventional materials. So, as we were talking about the bags, if you get one, that'll be the one because they're always changing. They're not going to be alike. They may be similar, but there'll always be some differences.
I like that. So, we're going to jump straight into this interview so she can tell you exactly what she does with all this rubber material. Because I'm excited. She showed me some different things, guys. And I'm going to, when it's over, I'm going to show you and I'm going to continue to promote and show you the different bags that she's created. So, Rhonda, you have a very unique style on how you create it. I remember when I met you at a pop-up shop and I was excited. I was like, oh my God. I was like, what is this made of? He was like, rubber. I was like, rubber what? It's like rubber tires. It was thick, it was heavy, it was durable, it was sharp, and it was unique. And you didn't have, and you told me most of your pieces are one of a kind.
Yes.
So what inspired you? What made you, out of all the material, you have people do everything. Like you just said, you take rubber and create things that people use leather and other materials. So what inspired you to use rubber to create and to be just to be creative with that? What triggered that?
Well, for some years I've been making jewelry with rubber. And I had a certain hat maker who you interviewed recently, Larry Davis.
Yes, big up the headpiece
Yeah.
designs. Larry
So
Davis.
he has some pieces and he had a rubber bag
Uh-huh.
that he needed repaired. And what happened was I looked at it and I said, well, I'll look at it and see what I can do. Well, I looked at it and I said, I can do it, but I want your bag to remain, as it is. If I take it apart and put it back together, it's not going to look the same. So I left it alone and we came up with another solution. So it gave me an idea and I went home. I had a large inner tube and I decided I'm going to see if I can make a bag. Well, I don't sew.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to come up with an alternative. So maybe hand stitch. That worked. So what I'm going to show you is the very first bag that came out of that I decided I would keep for myself. So this is what happened on that first try.
So, and that's an inner tube, or is that a leather tie?
It's an inner tube. It's a rubber inner tube.
It is.
And it's hand stitched. So, and it's also a bicycle inner tube for the strap. When I originally did it, it had a shorter handle, and I like crossbody, so it evolved. But that was the very first bag that I made.
It's so neat. It's so unique. So you don't sew.
I don't sew.
So everything that you do is handcrafted.
Yes. Yes.
So, how long does it take you to create a bag?
It can take me anywhere from an hour to, it's been some bags that aren't completed yet, and it's been years. So it depends on how it flows. If the idea that I have works out,
Mm-hmm.
then we have a bag in a short amount of time. If it doesn't, it gets put in a corner until I figure out what to do with it. And who knows how much time may evolve. But pretty much, hour, few hours, depending on how much work I have to do to prepare, how much work to put it together. So, the beginning stages, it's never an estimate of time. I just come in and I try to do what I do. I've come in the studio, been here 7 to 8 hours, and one thing has gotten done.
I see you have very unique ideas. I've seen your work. I've seen you I've seen the different tools you use. What in your mind, when you're creating a purse, what creates the idea? What does the idea, is it something you just wake up with? Do you just, sometimes do you sit and say, okay, I think I'm gonna do a purse out of this? Or do sometimes it just pops in your head?
That's exactly what happens. It pops in my head. And then, it may stay there for a while until I get to my studio to actually put it into play. And sometimes, like I said, it doesn't work. So then something else comes out of it, and it's not what I started with, in my head, but it still evolves into something that's different and unique. Shapes have come. I've cut a bag and actually turned around and looked at the remnant, which created its own look in its own bag. So ideas come from everywhere. I see things and I said, oh, if I did that, I would do it this way. So I see what happens. And things have happened, they come out interesting, and I just love the fact that it's still evolving. So as long as I can do this, I will be.
So Blackberry Jewels, how did you come up with Blackberry Jewels? The name. I know your last name is Berry.
My last name is Berry. Some years ago I had a friend, because my complexion called me Blackberry.
Okay.
So when the Blackberries came out, we laughed about that. Said, oh, they stole my name. But when it came time to create a name for the business, I said, oh, I'm taking my Blackberry. They can sue me if they want to, but I'm not totally using it because it is part of my name. And I'm black.
Right. And your jewels?
The jewels came from my partner. We were trying to figure out, because when this started, it was jewelry. Mm-hmm. It was jewelry. The bags evolved later, and they've taken on a life of their own and kind of sometimes overshadow the jewelry. I still do jewelry.
We're gonna get to that.
Not as much.
Wait till we're gonna get to that jewelry.
Yeah, the name came from my name, my complexion, and my partner.
Okay, so Blackberry Jewels. So where are you located?
I am in the Bridgeport Arts Center, which is 1200 West 35th Street. And my suite number is 4016, and we'll give you information. Reach out through my page, Blackberry Jewels on Facebook. Set up an appointment if you ever want to come down.
Okay, so jewelry. She's mentioning her jewelry. So I'm here with her, and I see the jewelry. When I saw you, I saw numbers. She had numbers. She had some creative pieces, like this piece here. I want to show them this piece. What? You could have left it on there. So they can see. Just so they can see. So she came up, she has this piece, which I think is a very unique piece. And she handcrafted this, and this is made.
I didn't handcraft the piece itself. It was appropriated.
Okay.
Repurposed.
Okay, and this is one of her pieces that she has created with the pieces that she had to create the pieces with. Am I saying that correct, Miss Berry? Okay, so this is one of her unique pieces. This is what I love about her work. It's different. You'll never see this anyplace else. And she works with numbers. I'm gonna place that back there. She works with numbers. If you can see behind me, you see numbers. I'm gonna just step up and I'm gonna show you this piece that I wanna know. Because my thing is, what's with numbers? This is the number one, and this is also rubber material.
Yes.
So like she said, everything that she does, it comes with rubber material. I'm going to continue to post and show you the different items and the different unique pieces she has. So what's with numbers? I want to know, what is with numbers with you? Why numbers?
I started doing things with hardware, and in the hardware store, I saw the numbers and I was like, what can I do with them? So I started just playing with different numbers. So you'll see random numbers. Those are just numbers that just happen to stand out at the time. And then I do custom. So I have people that have asked me for certain numbers, and I get them. I do them.
I see number 3. I see number 4. And what I'll do, I'll post different things further in, and you guys stay tuned to see exactly the other unique pieces that she has. So how long have you been doing this?
The bags, just about 6 years. Jewelry, off and on for the last 20 years.
20 years.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And through your journey of stepping into your purpose, because this is a purpose. So, did you ever think that you would be sitting up or creating rubber bags or using rubber tires, numbers. Did you ever think that this was something you did? Did you pray about it? Did you just say, did you sit down and say, I need something to do after you started? I know you say you started with Larry. Larry asking you, I need you to fix this. Did you sit and say, is this my purpose? What is this? Because you have a unique talent. This is not something that anybody can do. It's a gift.
I had someone tell me, when I was doing the piece with rubber, you should stick with rubber because it's unusual and it's something that's readily available, but I find different uses for it. And so when the bag started, after I made that first bag, I made like a total of 7 bags, and I did a show in Detroit. And that kind of started it. I sold the first bag there. I left there, I had sold 4 out of the 7 bags. The next journey with the bags was to Ohio, and I took 15 bags, 13 for sale. My partner and I had personal bags. We sold 9 of them, and 2 of those bags were our personal bags. So the journey started there, and it kept evolving. Then I kept finding different types of rubber besides the inner tubes. So everything you see might not be an inner tube. And I'm gonna grab a bag here. This one is vinyl, and it happens to be blue if you can't really see the color, but it's clear vinyl. So, I find textured rubber, vinyls, anything that I can find to manipulate.
How does a bag?
Oh, it's just a little tight because it's still new and they haven't been worked out.
Oh, so
it opens up this way. Yeah. And there you have it.
Very unique. Very unique. I love it.
So, it's if it's rubber and I look at it and I see what I can do with it, it may end up as a bag. It may end up as a piece of jewelry.
I see another bag that you have I like. So explain this bag. This is a very unique bag.
This one, it opens up with the flap and has a little closure on the inside. And it's also vinyl with the flap is rubber. So I mean leather, excuse me. I do use leather, but usually as embellishments. So your bag may have a leather flap. It may have a leather strap. But the bag itself is always going to be rubber or vinyl.
Okay, so where do you see, where do you see Blackberry Jewels 5 years from now? I say you've been doing it a while. Due to the COVID, have things slowed down? Have things sped up? And where do you see yourself 5 years from now with your brand?
Well, as far as COVID, yes, they slowed down because I slowed down. I took a break. I stayed away from my studio for several months. While COVID was going on. I think I did 1 show in March, just before everything shut down.
Okay.
And I stayed away from my studio until July. After that point, where things started opening up a little bit, I took all the inventory I had and put it on sale.
Okay.
It went away. Now, as far as it being slow, of course, this has been that type of year. There's been a big difference. Personally, I was not affected by it, but
that's a blessing.
The creativity didn't leave, and it was like once I got back in the studio, everything fell back into place. Now, sales are picking up. I'm doing a little bit more on social media. I don't have a website yet. I have my Facebook page and my Instagram page, but
and look,
I'm working on it.
And you're on something.
And I'm on something to say.
You're talking on a Tuesday, and that's a great thing.
It's a beautiful thing.
So 5 years from now, did you plan to take it to another level? Are you trying? What are you doing different?
I am trying to take it to another level. Personally, right now, I'm in school for manufacturing technology, which is going to teach me welding, 3D printing, things like that, and different metals. So there'll be some things I can incorporate with that rubber that I can actually make instead of purchasing. So that's gonna be fun. And this next 5 years, I think Blackberry Jewels will be international.
I like it. I believe you. I believe you. So you guys stay tuned, because when she become international, let me be the first one to interview you. I want to tell them
Definitely.
who you are and where you are. And you are located 1200 West 35th Street. She's in the art gallery, Bridgeport Art Gallery,
Center.
the art
Bridgeport Art
center.
Center.
Yes, and you guys come down and see her. So where you have people, I have a talent, you have a talent. I think they're unique gifts. And I think we're all born with unique gifts. So for someone in our audience who's listening and who thought about what you're doing, um, don't know where to get started, what would you tell them to help them get to where they're going and to keep them motivated, to keep pushing, to keep chasing their dreams as far as what you do? What would you tell them to do to help them?
You know what? Follow that dream. Don't quit your day job. Use that day job to finance your dream. Because while I was in the military, while I was a CTA, those things helped me continue this dream. You know, because you have a lot of people that have the dream and they walk away from what they're doing, and then the next thing they know, they're out of business because they don't have anything to support what they're doing. You know, but definitely follow the dream. Just use your resources that you have available to you, whatever it is. I mean, because you may have that idea. Don't dismiss it. Follow it. Even if it's an idea somebody had, there's always something, your take on it, which may be different. I mean, I have friends that make bags all day long, but everybody was doing leather. So I stepped away and I did rubber, you know, and it's working. I know it's working. So
And I don't know anybody right, and I don't know anyone who's doing rubber. And it might be because there's nothing under the sun that hasn't. And there's nothing under the sun that hasn't been done. But the blessing is, I've met you. You're doing it. I don't know who else is doing it, but I just felt that you was somebody she's somebody that you guys need to know. And her pieces are great. I'm just not exaggerating this. I'm going to show you guys. Saw some of her bags, and she's available. Her phone number. What is your phone number?
I generally don't give it out, but
for order.
I will.
For orders for your purses. If they need to get in touch.
714-8441.
And
now, if I don't answer right away,
leave a text.
Leave a message, because I'm like a lot of people these days. You see those strange random numbers and you don't pick up. But I will. I always return the text and I always return the call.
Okay, so do you have an email? Because if they can reach you, email. What's your email address?
Blackberry-y@hotmail.com.
You want to repeat that for them?
Blackberry-y@hotmail.com.
That hot comes from, because these some hot bags over here you guys need to see. So what I want to do, guys, she has some other materials. She's starting on this bag, and I'm going to show you the beginning of the bag. I've been posting and showing you just different parts of her as she's creating the bag. And I'm going to show you the finished product of the bag when she's done. Show me this bag that you're working on. I watched her clean it. I watched her, how she sanitized it. I watched her punch it. I watched her.
Yeah, and this is the beginning of the bag. This is what you see. This is a piece of rubber to most of you, but to me it's a bag, and it will be.
So you said you don't get this piece. You mentioned to me that you don't get this piece often. So what's unique about this piece of rubber that you have?
This piece has raised lettering. It's from an inner tube and has raised lettering, which at some point, once I finish this bag and put it together, I'm going to highlight it. So you're going to be able to see these letters that's on the bag. A lot of times there'll be print on the bag, not necessarily raised letters. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I try to cater to what that rubber has unique about it. Some of them are plain. Some of them I flip on the inverse side. Some of them have patterns in them. Some don't. So I try to figure out what I can have stand out on the bag. So this will be unique. This will be your handle. And this is going to be a main part of the bag.
And this material is a leather material with gold. It got a little moo cow. What is it?
Yeah, it's cowhide.
A little cowhide.
It's a dyed cowhide. Acid wash cowhide.
I love it. So, guys, I want you to stay tuned because I'm going to definitely show you that bag. I like that you're humble also. When I came in, we talked and you showed me some different things that you use. I told you that I also have some ideas and creativity. And I want to thank you for sharing how how you make things, and you answered the questions on what I need to do for our snaps, and by you not sewing. You know, the average person sews. They have a sewing machine, they do sewing leather, and she's here on the floor. When I'm asking her on the floor, I was like, you need a desk. She was like, no. So what is it with you with this floor thing?
Actually, because it gives me unlimited space. I'm confined to a desk. I mean, I have the whole room to work with on the floor. Wherever there's space, I can work in it. On that desk, it's going to confine me to a small space, and I get messy. She's here on a day that I cleaned up for her, trust me. It gets messy, but it's, it's an artist thing.
And I agree with her. Look, from one artist to another, I agree with her 100% because sometimes my waist breaks can be very, very messy. So I want to ask you, is there anything? No, before I get to that, I got to the bag. I showed you. She had some earrings also. You do earrings.
Sometimes, not often, but I have some that I do. I have a couple of pair that a lot of people are crazy about. I haven't done them in a while, but this was a pair I happened to do for this necklace, and it's just like a little drop earring.
I wanted to make sure I just cover everything that she does, and I didn't mention the earrings, so I wanted to go back to that.
And I do, and I have some interesting ones, and they're made out of rubber too. Unfortunately, I don't have any around right now, but if you ask, I'll make them.
I like that. I like that. So, Rhonda, is there anything that you'd like to tell our audience that they don't know about you, or Blackberry Jewels that you want them to know?
No, I just try to be me. So, kind of what you see is what you get. So, at any given time, who knows? It's just a feeling. But hopefully, you'll like what I do, and hopefully you'll keep giving me ideas, because everybody I meet that I come into contact with somehow contributes to this. They give me ideas. I mean, even as far as making bags, if you have an idea, we can probably make it happen.
I like that. So I do know that some of your bags are long. They're long straps. You have crossover bags. She has a lot of bags. She has crossover bags. Let me stop. Because she has this bag. We didn't show this bag. It's not a bag. It's almost like a fanny pack. But she took a fanny pack to another level. And I want her to show this bag, the beginning of this bag.
Yeah.
Because it's not finished. And this is a bag, you will stay tuned to Something to Say, Talking on the Tuesday. I will definitely be displaying this on my page.
Yeah, so this is the beginning. And it will, of course, have a way to connect it. Also, usually when I do my fanny packs, they can also be worn as crossbodies. But basically, this will be the type of look that you get. It'll have the pouch on the front, and it'll probably have a flap. And like I said, the way it's made, not only will you be able to put it around your waist, you can wear it across your body, because it will be adjustable.
So for people so I have some friends, and actually one of my friends, my best friend, came with me when we saw you, when we met, and she's short, and she wanted a version.
So as a matter of fact, you need to find her. Her bag is done.
That's my best friend, Kim. Did you hear that? Your bag is done. Because so you will adjust the straps?
Yes, I made it longer. So what I need to do is get with her so I can make the adjustments to shorten it or keep it adjustable for her so she can make it at any length. Generally, when I do crossbodies, because I find I try to make them longer than they need to be, because I don't know who's going to be wearing them. I can always lengthen or shorten some.
Okay, and that's good. So if someone came with you with a bag they wanted to recreate, could you recreate a bag for them?
If it's one of my bags that we're recreating, no.
But if it's
one of a kind, what happens is I can make a bag for them if they have an idea, and they give me, say they have a bag that exists that they like. They like the style. Well, I'll do my take on it. It probably will not be just like that bag. It'll have some differences, but it'll be part of me.
Okay.
It'll be part of me.
And I want to thank you for joining me, Rhonda. I think you're very unique, and she's somebody that people need to know. You guys need to support her. She's a Black-owned business. Like I said, she's at 1200 West 35th Street, and she's in the Bridgeport Arts Center.
Yes.
She's down here, guys. I'm going to have, you see the address, you see the phone number on the screen. You guys tune in as I display the rest of her things. And as always, like I always tell you, and I want you to know that you are a very unique person.
Thank you.
You're a very unique person. So, as always, guys, I always say, never chase what you want. Always elevate your game to chase for what you want chases you. And with that being said, you guys stay strong, stay safe, and continue to chase your dreams. And I'll see you guys next Tuesday with something to say.
Oh, what she didn't mention, if you mention something to say, it's a 10% discount.
Did you hear
any of
that?
my pieces.
Shut. Did you hear that? When you come to her, mention that you saw her on Talking on a Tuesday with something to say, and that's a 10% discount. Wow, I like that. I'm going to call her next. I'll talk to you guys later. See you next Tuesday.
Take care.